Hello guys, so new prediction for next week. For the last week recap, prediction was right that we're gonna see a break of the high, stopping at the 527. Maybe I should have checked the option for the Friday, because it was, I think the balance was 530, and we see that it closed on the 529, I think, on Friday. 529.45, exactly, almost on the spot. So good prediction, accurate for the breaking the divergence, and now probably give us a sign. Let's see, 95, 50, yeah, small break to the downside. So we have to examine what we're gonna have next week. So if you follow my prediction and like them and think they are unique, helpful, please give some thumbs up, like, subscribes, and spread the word. So now for the SPY. You know what? On last Friday I gave a lesson about Fibonacci level, so let's use it a little bit more. We have the pullback, and now we want to see if we finish the move for the upside, or maybe we're gonna have a continuation. So first, let's use the Fibonacci retracement, and we see that we have a break from this area. So basically we need from this area to take it. So let's take the Fibonacci from this low to this high. I think this is the high maybe, and we see the SPY is basically holding at the 50, and from there find a support and push for the upside. All right, and probably if we go for the Qs, we're gonna see it at the 61.80, because the Qs is a little bit more volatile. So let's take it from here to the high 61.80. You see a little bit even more, and close a little bit below, and then immediately push to the upside. Let's come back for the SPY. So usually the SPY, when it's doing a pullback, and if you know how to assign the high and the low, because you could take it from there or from here even, and it won't be that accurate. You have to look for the right position, because you see this is a 2360 Fibonacci level, which is also nice, but it's not that accurate. So what now we want to get the extension for the future. So same goes here, high, low, and see how it's basically almost stop and reach for the 61.80. This is the first target. So next target is the 552, 557, and the end target is 588. So if we're looking for some clue where the price action can go, it's those by Fibonacci level. You have the Fibonacci level. All right, guys. So now what we see on, let's go first for the weekly and see how it went. On the weekly, we break the 508, push a little bit lower, and then push all-time high, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a big run. You see how it's far away from the 50 and from the 200. There is no divergence. There is moving for the 50, which means probably continuation, like we had it here, like where it was here, this area. We basically push and move forward. So we can presume that we're gonna see a further continuation, but see the volume. The volume of the break is very low compared to the move for the upside, which is not that good. See, where we have a volume for the break and it's low, usually it can mean that we don't have enough buyers, and the price tend to come for the break and bring more buyers. You can look at it See low volume, pushing back, bring more buyers, and continuation. You can see low volume, pushing back. This is 1 week, bigger volume, bringing more buyers and pushing to the upside. Right, you can see it here, low volume, pushing back, big volume, and then moving to the, and then a bigger pullback and pushing for the upside. Alrighty, so this is the weekly. So I can presume that we're gonna see maybe a red week, and then maybe continuation to the 550. Let's go back to the daily. Again, you can see how it's far away from the 50 and the 200. There is no divergence, guys, because this is the high, this is high. What we can say that it's too extreme high, 99.95. It needs to take some breathing, so it can do something like this. This is 99, 67, 82, 99, 90, and then see what happened. Indecision candle, slowly moving a little bit lower, and then small candle, green one, creating small divergences, not in the daily, probably in the 4 hour and the 1 hour chart, and then continue up. So it could do something like this. It can push, it can do something like this, sideways, pull back, and then continue higher. Right, it needs to take some air probably. Just looking on the daily. And also it will be very hard for it to create a new divergence. So, because see it here, this is 0.25, very deep. To create divergence, need to get to 0. So I don't think it will manage to do so. So probably is grinding slowly sideways or maybe even higher, and then a little bit deeper pullback for 1%, 2%, and then continuation to the upside. Let's go for the daily. Let me check something here. All right. With the daily, okay, we finished this Fibonacci level for the pullback, and we saw that it's touched the red, which means another pullback, and then this was a break and continuation higher. So now you can see how it's resting here. See, it gave a pullback, rest, give a sign of resuming. So this is what can happen in the daily. See, it's grinding, and even it's going a little bit slower, the price action moving higher slowly. So it could happen. Sorry guys. So what we have here at the moment, the price action making higher highs. We can see a little bit of divergence starting to form. Let's check in the stochastic. This is 99.49, 95, 97. So there is some sort of divergence. We'll usually wait for it to break the 70 in order to give us a sign for a deeper pullback for the 522, even for the 516. If we take again Fibonacci from this break, this high, you have the area 524, 519, 516. This is the 50. Could do so, but it's not that clear, and this is a strong trend, a strong break to the upside. And because this is a break, usually it can do a shallow pullback, which means for the break, this is the break, probably here the 523, 24, and then bring the buyers. This is the break area. This is the stop loss hunting area. All right. What we see elsewhere, again, we don't have any clue All I can say, in a smaller time frame, this is a sign of weakness, this red candle, and in order to confirm the weakness, I needed to move a little bit higher, make a tail from the upside in another red candle, which I want to see it crossing the 530 and then coming back below the 528.50 here. This is a smaller time frame, so something like this, in order to give a sign for the 523. Sign for a pullback is the 520. Alright guys, and next, if it managed to continue lower, the 510, and I don't think it will cross the 500, because if it managed to break the 510, you remember the break was the 510. My prediction was 2 weeks ago. If we manage to break the 510 and close above, it will continue and break all-time high, and it did. So the 510 is need to be stronger support, because if it break, it could push even below the 500 and break it. Let's go for the 1 hour chart. Let's clear it up. Again, you can see very strong uptrend. You can see how it went. This is the break of the trend. This is resuming the trend. So basically uptrend, 1, 2, 3, and now resuming the trend to the upside. What we see here, we're probably gonna see in smaller time frame divergences, and yes, we are. You can see it here. You can see it here. All right. And what's surprising we see here, you can see this was a divergence, and what we saw here, it's already, let me check it. This is live, guys. 95.69 and 96.50, 96.50, and this is 96, and here, all right, we have also divergence now from the downside. So there is a fight between the sellers and the buyers, because this is making higher high, this is lower high. We see the price move to up, but didn't manage to break. So probably people will wait for the break from this all-time high for continuation. I want to show you something else. You can see it here. All right, this is something like this. This is the high. It went down, create divergence, and stop there. Okay, and when it stopped there, the price was already in divergence. So in order to break it, it opened with a gap up, so it means continuation. It doesn't mean that any break to the upside will be with great momentum, just mean continuation. And you see that what happened next, it gives a sign that the buyers are in control, and then it make another divergence here, and you see what it did. When it's moved, it didn't manage to already cross the overbought area. Again here, you can see it here. So this is something like this. But then what it did, gap up, break the high, and continue. So if we're gonna see a gap up, it will continue. If we're gonna see in the price section, we're probably gonna see a smaller pullback. All right, maybe to close this gap, I don't know, 523. But at the moment, it seems strong, even with this pullback. It seems that it wants to retest the 531, the all-time high, the new all-time high. But guys, wait, and just wait for the opening to see how it goes. All right, don't try to fight the trend. The trend is for the upside at the moment. Let's move for the Q. So I get the sign, yeah, from the downside, from the upside, yeah, we saw the Fibonacci level. Q's basically the same. You're gonna see the in the 1 hour, you can see the divergences. You can see in here it didn't manage to break, so it can still continue and able to break the 455 and continue higher. If it's not, it will just go lower, bring more buyers, closing the gap here, and then push for the upside. At the 1 hour chart, at the 4 hour chart, same goes. You can see the break. Ideal, you want to see it here coming for the break and then moving. But you can see that there is a lot of resistance, 1, 2, 3. Also touching the first support and bouncing second support, third support. You have a lot of support from below. Could they break them? It didn't touch the 449. Also, this is a weak move for the downside, so a little bit sellers coming in, taking some profit probably. You can see divergence. There is a weakness in the move for this upside. Probably there is no volume there on the break. So it could push to the 453 again, 453.50, and then do a little bit deeper pullback here, and it can even touch the 455 there. And if it's break it can continue. Let me check something. I don't think it will go for the 420. No, I think it will stop there. If we check the Fibonacci here, let's check. Even if it's like the 6180, I don't think it will do so, because it could mean a reverse in the trend, and I don't think the market will love to do so. But anything possible at the moment. It's still bullish. To be bearish, it needs to break and close below the 457 and close below in order to bring a deeper pullback to this area. But you can see any pullback is a good one to relieve from this attempt, this pressure that the buyers made to able to break it. And if they want to bring more buyers, they need to take some air for continuation. And we talked about in the bigger time frame the divergence for the upside from here there. So again, if we take the extension from this area, this is here. See, cross the 61, probably hit the 70. This is the area of 78. And 100%, 138, 1487, and the 500 is the last target. Very round number, very interesting to see it. What else? Again, at the weekly, let's check the volume. You can see smaller volume. And if we go there, we can see small volume, retrace with a bigger volume. If we see here going up, smaller volume, 1 week, bigger volume, and then a break. All right. So probably we're gonna see a red week. I don't know. Just looking at the past. What else? At the Qs, we gave the lines for the downside. Bigger time frame below the 443. 443. It's a deeper pullback. So it could do so. I know this is a big run for the Qs, but at the moment very bullish. If we draw their line, you can see it wants to do the pullback, so might do so. Resting on the 50 at the stochastic, probably hitting there, and then resuming the trend. So this is it. IWM. Probably, yeah, a little bit bigger. Didn't manage to make all-time high. This is what worries me. This is it, you see. The stochastic here managed to break below, and this is a good sign for continuation because this is a divergence. So it just need maybe hit here the 206 and then create those candles. But if it decide to move up, probably a lot of people will take it up above the 208.50, 209 for the break for the all-time high, because the IWM is a little bit laggy compared to the SPY and the Qs. It still seemed bullish. It started to give with here again a smaller weakness, but it still can push to the upside if it managed to close above the 209.50, even 210, and then continue for its new leg to the upside, basically doing the same move. You can see the divergence in the 1 hour, lower low, higher low, so just above this one, continue to the upside. Could be interesting. Already see it here. So you have this is the weekly, right? Yeah. So if we go to the daily, let's check something else on the daily. On the daily, yeah, probably from here. Let's check. This is 0.54. Yeah, small divergence. I don't like this bigger pullback. But could do so, guys. Nothing much to say about this. I don't like the tail. It's afraid to touch it, so maybe it will try to bring more power here. And you could see maybe has started off something like this, and then a break to the upside, maybe so. So any move for the downside, and guys, before any move for the downside, this is some sort of short continuation, which people probably will take it below, and if it will do so, could be a very good thing. So any move for the downside, I think, will create divergence to the upside eventually, and it will bring more buyers to the market, because the market already showed that, not the IWM, the market, the SPY and the Qs, that it can break the highs. IWM already of all of the year is lagging, so we just need confirmation of reduced interest rate, so all the small cap will jump higher, and could give a nice sign for the market. At the moment, a little bit weaker than the SPY and the Qs, so be very careful. I didn't give a finish of the move for the downside, so it can give a push. I will wait for the 210 to close above and see how it reacts to it, but still positive about it. All right, let's move for, you know what, the dollar index. So DX probably went down. Yes, it went down, the market went up. Let me check it here. This is 296, this is 157. So divergence here. This is lower low, this is higher low. Let's check it, compare it here. This is 0.27 and this is 157. So still no divergence, so may continue a little bit lower. Again, Fibonacci, if we draw them, it's not the right spot, but would be correct. This is the 50, so it can try to touch the 103.50, 60, and then try to bounce from there. Probably people are drawing something like this one. All right, this is a trend on the daily. So if it managed to close above, continue for the upside, which means down market maybe, I don't know. And if you take that trend line from there and from here, you see what happened. You see the triangle here. So close the below, continue lower. Probably you're gonna see a little bit fight. So let's go for the 4-hour chart. We are in a downtrend, guys. You can see it, but this is a reversal. We don't have any divergence yet, so probably need another small pullback to the 103.50, creating the divergence, and then try to push to the upside. The 200 already changed color, so it starts to be a little bit negative. there is a small, this is 61.03, this is 61.69. There is a divergence for short continuation. So yes, it's let's say it's aligned with the story of the market a little bit pushing to the upside this week, and the dollar a little bit downside this week. But let's see. If we check it on the 1 hour chart, you can see it's below the 200, making lower highs, lower lows. So nothing much to say about it. Do we have something here to say? No divergence, so probably continuation below this one for the 104 to see how it goes. Managed to break it, didn't manage to break it yet. So it's a little bit short continuation. But what's worrying me, see this. This is a short continuation from there. It didn't manage to finish it. So it pushed higher, take some stop losses, push higher, take some stop losses, and make the big move. So if it now makes the big move, so this is 104, this is 104.60, let's say 30 cents. So 103.80, this is the end target, maybe something like this. Be very careful with it. Tesla. All right, so Tesla here. There is a line here because I think I was trading it in the 1 minute. Let's check it out. I was trading the 55 second and the 50 seconds. So see, this is a trend I draw. This is the break I was waiting for. I enter here before the break because I gave a sign for it. Take it up out here and then at the Fibonacci 175 at 170. Oh, before the 175. See what happened, how it managed to move this high. Very nice. So now let's clear it up. So now what we got? Still downtrend. All right, guys, still downtrend. This is a break of trend with a gap. So it closed the gap. Side action. And now there's no divergence. So there is no clear sign what to do. If we go here, you can see this is still positive in a sideways action. So it needs to break the 183, 184, closed above, and you can see some, again, resistance. It wanted to clear them, so we need to see how it reacts to those, because I don't know if it managed to clear all the sellers from this area. You can see this is a big area of sellers. So it just spiked them and then shallow pullback. There is no clear divergence there. You could say there is something like this one. But see what happened. It did the pullback. So I wanted to see how it reacts to this break. So if it come again, touch it, and then try to make the break for the downside. Let's check something here. It's still strong, Tesla. It probably want to touch the 180. I think it wants to touch the 180 in a smaller time frame. It has in a bigger time frame, at the 180, 170, it had its test here, all right, and it failed. And this move for the downside is a little bit show of weakness. So if it managed to break below the 170, 160, could push here to retest it. It didn't touch yet, so it didn't finish the retest. But if it managed to break the 170, guys, I think it can fall below the 140. So this is a key area to check how it goes. So with Tesla, if you are a long time holder, if you want to add to the long side, I will wait a little bit. If you buy at the break of the 200, it's nice. You missed $40, but you will gain probably the 240 and even 250. But If you then enter here and it falls to the 120, won't be that good. So I want to see how it reacts to the 180, if there is another resistance there. If it managed to break it, I think this is an open sky for the 200 and even the 224. So it's not a clear prediction because it's not have a clear sign yet. It needs to fulfill its movement. There is a lot of sign. You can see this is a cup and handle maybe breaking the 180 closed above. There is no clear divergence forming up, and I think it will maybe take some time to do so. I don't know if it managed to do it this week to clear the 200 and push above. I don't know. At the moment, 2 ways. Okay, but small one, guys. So this is with Tesla. Let's go for Apple. With Apple, all right. You can see the big gap. You can see how the 50 is coming back to the 200. There is no divergence. This is the big volume of the break and immediately sell off, which is something what happen in this kind of scenarios. When you have a big price, people take some steam off. It's a good one. But now it's too extended. If we look at it on the weekly, all right, it's too extended. Even if it has a nice way with it, this is what I'm afraid of. I don't know if it can do the same move as the SPY and the Qs. You can look at it as a 1 week leg. If it can manage to give 2 weeks of a green candle breaking this 199.54, it can continue higher without creating the divergence. But this is 96.64. This is 88. So if it failed to do so, and we're gonna see something like this, it could create divergence and give a sign for falling a little bit behind. So it could be very interesting. Let's go for the daily. We see here something. No, I don't see. With the daily, I don't see something else. I don't like this big gap. You can see what happened when there is a big gap. It tends to close it and then break. So maybe we're gonna see a pullback and then resuming the trend. Let's make it a little bit smaller. You can see it's obvious, still bullish, but check it here. There is a divergence, guys, hitting in the 4 hour, probably in the 1 hour chart. This is high, this is lower high, this is high, this is higher high. So there is a divergence and also a smaller one here. So just need a red candle breaking this one to the downside, guys. Let's compare it to the 1 hour chart. This is too straight line. I don't like it. But there is probably another chance to move for the upside. You can see it here, divergence in the 1 hour chart. So I think investors and traders are mainly looking in the smaller time frame. They are not looking at weekly or monthly. They are now taking decision in smaller time frame, take it a little bit of profit to secure it in their pocket. And you see, this is the reason why you see a clear divergence in the 4 hour and the 1 hour chart. You probably won't see it that clear in the daily or in the monthly or weekly. So at the moment we can see the divergence there. So if we go to take the Fibonacci extension, we don't have the pullback, so we need to see a deeper pullback. I don't know if we can manage to give a deeper pullback and then break to the upside. At the moment, probably people will wait for a close below the 190.50 or continue to the upside. If we take the Fibonacci retracement, all right, you will have it 188, even 187, and even 186. creating another dip for the downside. If it creates another divergence to the upside, will be great, given clear sign for the move for the upside. So this is Apple. Nvidia, I think on Thursday we're gonna see the reports. So clear divergence again. This is the 1 hour clear divergence for the upside. Let's see on this one. Touch the 50, almost touch the 61.80. So probably people will go long above 928, maybe close if they using the strat, probably 930 and above. You can see this is like I want to see Apple doing another push for the downside and then bursting to the upside. On the 4-hour chart, you can see it didn't finish it, so it made a break, retest. So now let's see how it reacts to the retest. I think it might try to pull a little bit lower, fake pull, and then moving for the upside if it wants, and just move above this one. Also could be very interesting. At the moment, Nvidia for the short term is strong. Don't give a sign there. Small sign for continuation, a little bit down, but any move for the downside can create divergence to the upside. Let's make it smaller to see something. This is a big sideways move. Let's see something. Didn't manage to, no, so sideways and probably continuation. So sellers coming from this area, you see, sellers coming for this area. So if it managed to close above, it could break to the upside, guys. If it fails and move lower, it will go for this area, 850. And then we try to see how it's continue even lower. All right, guys. So do we see anything special? This is the daily. You can see the reversal pattern. It doesn't mean it's weak, just a reversal pattern. You can see it here. Reversal and continue. Looking for a green, red, red. This is a kind of strat reversal. Something, I don't know if you can call it. So it could do so. Right, if it's make another red candle on the daily, it won't look that good and break for the 900, probably trying to retest here this area. Let's see how it looks on the weekly. Tail didn't manage to break. Sellers come again from here. If it managed to break and close above the 250, moving higher. Meta. Okay, this is the weekly, grinding higher. Seem a little bit strong. Divergence for the upside, which is nice. Try to close the gap, almost touch it. Create the short continuation to the downside. Be very careful from below this one for continue the downtrend and try to close the gap from below. If we go here, it started to be positive, like Nvidia and Apple, like we saw there, the blue. So it's nice. So we maybe this is the break and retest and then continue to the upside. Nothing. It didn't finish much. Maybe another push for the downside because there is small divergences. You can see it here. This is a higher high compared to here. This is a lower high. So it could push a little bit down. Maybe stop at the 462, 461 area. And if it managed to break it down below there, and maybe there, it will create divergence to the upside, something like the 61, 447, 454, and then pushing to the upside. This is the 1 hour chart. You can see started to be wants to move above, but you can see that the 200 didn't change its color. It's still negative. Even if it's point up, it's still negative because of this big gap. Telling me that there are still sellers lurking. This is a big gap, so they might try the opportunity to sell. there is a divergence. You can see on the 1 hour chart. In each chart we saw this divergence to the upside. It's moving up, so in order to clear it, it needs to break above the 482. So it can push. We can see it across the 50, which means it's a little bit positive. So if it's only be the gap up, it's gonna be good news, and we're probably gonna move to the upside a little bit. mRNA. mRNA was positive for the 180 when we saw the break of the 110. I'm not in it. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but good move so far. I can still think that it's going slowly, and it will probably 140. You can see, you just look at the chart. 140 rejection. Next one is the 160, 163, and the end zone is, I think, the 180. And I think we are going there. You can see golden across here with a 50 and 200 on the daily, which is a positive. This is the main reason why I see a lot of buying and a nice green candle. You can see it blue, blue, blue. It's okay. It's going above. Nothing much to say. There is no divergence, so it means continuation. You can see the divergence it made there, and then just green and continue. This is a classic divergence breakout. So nothing much to say. Let's look at the 1 hour chart, see if there is something hidden there. Small one, but any pullback will immediately get bought. So maybe if this is the move, sideways, break, small sideways, break, sideways, maybe small one, and then continuation higher. BA. All right, BA managed to make the break, but still in negative position, still in a downtrend, struggling. Any move for the upside can create divergence. So let's see, this is 95.84, this is 97, divergence, and this is 94, so another small candle. Will it manage to break the 196 here? All right, this is the key, and I think this is too far. This is pushing $10. I don't know, it's needed good something to do with it. I know it's a positive here, but you can see the divergence. This is divergence for the short continuation. It needs to break the 194, 190, what we saw here. This is the 196. And at the moment, you can see this is starting to change. So if we're going to see a red candles coming in, or we're going to see a continuation to the downside, or even more sideways, okay? Because BA, when it struggles, tend to go a long time sideways before the break. We can see here a small divergence, and this is a move for the upside. But I don't see that much volume there. I don't see interest. It managed to break. This is the dynamic resistance. It's managed to, this is 1 time, this is 2 time, and then managed to break. So maybe more people will add to it now and can push it. But can they push it above the divergence? I don't know. It's still in downtrend. You can see it changed its color to a positive one, which is a good sign. But still, we are still in a downtrend. We didn't break the trend in a bigger time frame. All right, we break it here, we rest in here, and now probably gonna want to move it, and we need to see how it goes for it. There is no divergence, big divergence set yet, so to give us the clear indication of where it wants to go. So be very careful with it. All right, I think we need to go for the gold. Gold, just pushing forward, guys. Nothing much to say. Next target, the end target. 4 hour chart, you can see this is the first reversal. This is continuation of the break. It will continue, guys. Nothing much to say. There is a divergence we saw. Basically easy. If you go there, you probably can do about 5. I think it's a 5% move. Yes. Let's look at it. 223. Yes, this is a 5% move. And nothing much to say. You know what? Let's look it on the watch to see if there is anything special. Move up, move up. This is continuation. This is a break, so continue higher. I know this is a nice zone here, so you can see it break and immediately fail. So could, let's see how it reacts to it again. This is interesting. But most interesting is the silver, and the silver was a good. I don't know how people missed it. See what the silver did. First sign of the break, it was the 2150. So break, move for the upside, and see what happened. Again, I'm not in it. And see what it made compared to the gold. From this, let's say 24 to the 28. This is 16% move, guys. Amazing. Basically, you can sell it now and rest of the year, put it in, I don't know. Let's check something. This is 97.74. This is 98. No divergence, so it means continuation. Big volume, guys. What the hell? It managed to break, so I can clear it. There's no divergence here yet, so it could continue a little bit, but it needs to create divergence. So, but any move for the downside will create divergence. So if it move down, then divergence, re-enter, pushing a little bit higher. There is no clean pullback there. So let me check something. Let's try to do it from, there is something here, I don't see it clearly. One. This is it. All right, this is touching the 100. Next target 31 to 30.50. It could do the pullback. It needs some rest, guys. This is a big move for the silvers, guys. That's it. Oxy. Let's probably move lower. Yeah, sideways on the 200. Didn't do much. This is divergence. You can see that there is a divergence, guys. So it's okay. Let's maybe take it from there. And resting on the 50 from below, can touch the 61.51 and then try to make a run for the upside. If we look something like this one, right, so it already crossed, so it can take some time. Probably above this one will move to the upside, so give us a sign for it wants to move higher. Still negative, so again we need a sign. We don't have it yet. Like in the gold, you can see it here. There is divergence for the upside. All right, so crossed above, and then probably gonna give a sign for the entry. But be very careful, because the oxy and the oil and the gas, they like to make the break and immediately push down, taking all the stop losses and then push for the upside. All right, this is a break, moving down, taking stop losses and then doing for the upside. All right, so be very careful. But it seems that it wants to move higher, which is not that good for the market. If silvers, it's not typical that the silvers and the gold and the oil started to move for the moving up or going to start to move up, and the market is still moving up. Something, where is the money? I know there is a lot of free cash out there, but still, which cash is it? Because it's, and we know the banks buying gold and silver and big investment houses. And so when the oil is going up, what it's gonna mean for the market? Because those are a defend purchases compared to the market. So should be careful about the market. It could push a little bit higher, but should be careful to see which, let's say, move first for the downside. If we're gonna see the dollars moving up, it's not that good, right? Be very careful about it. So I think we finish it. Yeah. So guys, let's sum it up. Again, even though I'm positive about the market, you can see this is a big positive. It can move. I think it will do a small pullback, not a big one, just to confirm the break and continue. What I'm a little bit worried about is, first, I see a lot of divergences, a positive one in the 1 hour chart. So it means there is not enough power for continuation in the daily or in the weekly. We need it. They are still not forming. Maybe they are creating now, but still not managed to finish to form. And we see the gold and the silver spiking higher, and we see a sign of the oil and which wants to move higher, and we see the dollar, if it managed to hold, it will move higher. So it could and can push the market a little bit further down, but again, because of the break, any move down, it's still positive, guys. You can see, all right, we are still in a positive momentum and positive trend. And in order to confirm the, let's say, the breakdown, the meltdown, like people was afraid in April, which was red. Let's go for the monthly. All right, people was afraid there. I was positive here. I've even wanted to make another push for the 480. I think, yes, the 480 here to confirm a stronger retest and a stronger support to continue higher. It didn't do so. People say, I know, that it's going to be a sideways till the end of June. From there, we're going to see the move for the upside for the 540, even 550, and maybe till November, till the election. Again, a little bit sideways, and after the election, we're going to see some reaction to the upside or to the downside. At the moment, I'm still positive. I'm a little bit looking at the smaller time frame. Also, I'm a trader, so this is the main reason why I'm looking in a smaller time frame to take advantage of even a move for the downside. And hope it gives you some idea. Hope it helps, and if you like it, please show me. So guys, thank you. Bye bye.